All right, guys, what's going on? So, a lot of you guys have been asking me about my experience at the Best Ranger competition back in 2019. So, I thought I'd put together a little video where I actually find another video on YouTube and I kind of talk you through the competition and give you a little insight on how that actually went. Since the videos that you find on the internet don't really give you the full story, and I probably won't be giving you the full justice story either, within 10 minutes. So I'm going to do the best I can, walk you through a video that I found, one of the best videos I think that I can find, and just give you some insight on the best ranging competition, and hopefully you'll learn something from it and get a little motivated by it. All right, so here we go. So I'll go ahead and get this started. Real quick, this competition was a little special, the 2019 Best Ranger competition, because it was done during the 75th anniversary of D-Day. So there was a couple, all the events were named after famous World War II Ranger battles and themed around it in that way. And then there was also two of the last survivors of Merrill's Marauders that actually shot the gun to start off the competition. So that was pretty cool, just something to think about. So I'll go ahead and start this video. And hopefully Fort Benning Public Affairs Office doesn't mind that I'm using their video on my YouTube. I think it'll be okay. Alright, so this is day one. You get there. You've got like an hour or two to kind of collect your thoughts. You talk to the competitors, you get all amped up, you do your intros, they introduce all the teams to the crowd that's there to watch, and then they gaggle you all at the starting line for a good half hour before you start. And the first event is an unknown distance run. For us, it ended up being about 8 miles. At the 5 mile mark, they have plate carriers just sitting there for you, and you have to wear the plate carriers for the remainder of the run. We ended up me and my partner ended up finishing that run, I want to say, at around a 6:30 pace. I don't know for sure because you weren't allowed to wear pace watches, but I'm pretty sure that's how we trained. I'm pretty sure that's how we finished. So there you go. They shot the gun. That's me and Woody right there. I'm on the left, Woody's on the right. My partner was a beast there on BRC, man. Love that guy. Straight from the run, you go into Malvesti, and they had Malvesti ran backwards, so you actually get wet and you go through the crawl before you do the ropes. So considering that, the ropes were extremely wet by the time we got to them because all the competitors that have already gone up it, right? So that made the ropes really hard to climb up, and I think only about maybe 5 teams actually got up those ropes. We were one of them, so we did a good job with that. So again, consider these guys, we've gone 8 miles at this point, went straight into Malvesti. See, they're having a really hard time with the ropes. Finish it off with the pull-ups. Once you get done with that, you go to the evac and casualty, and you move a simulated casualty from Malvesti all the way down to the lake, which was about 1 mile to 2 miles. That sucked. I actually started cramping up. Then you get in the lake and you swim for 600 meters. You swim, and then you pick up all your gear, you put it on, and then you do a run, or as fast as you can, all the way down to the urban obstacle course. The urban obstacle course, and pause that for a sec, starts with evacing a casualty from a Humvee. Then you have to properly load him and carry him through buildings and through obstacles. Then you have to hop over a couple walls. Then you had to pick up and put Atlas stones onto a platform. Then you had to clear a building using simulated rounds. All these events are graded in their own way. And then the completion ends with an air exfil, where you then go to the multiple ranges that you'll do. So no rest. That's us right there. Team 10, baby. Crushed it. Boy. You gotta climb the ladder up on the roof, come down on the rope, and then you air exfil out to the range of sight. Okay, so I'm gonna pause that real quick. They kind of have, the way this video is set up, they have it a little backwards. Like they start going into this is all day one, and to complete day one, you end up doing all the ranges, which they'll show in this video. So I'm not going to talk too much on that. But then once you're done with the ranges, or once you're going through all the ranges, you have to ruck from range to range with your weapon, which adds another somewhere between 6 or 10 rucking miles during your day. And then once all the teams assemble at the final range, which is the sniper range, I believe, you start your unknown distance ruck march, where you ruck from the ranges complex all the way back to Camp Rogers, which was unknown distance. And in the past, it had been upwards, I think, of like 27 miles. That's how me and my partner were training, so that we could be able to do that and do it in a competitive way. We were aiming for about 11, 30-minute miles going up to 27 miles. That's what we were ready for. They actually cut ours a little short. I won't lie to you on that one. I can't remember exactly how far it was. It was over 12 still. It was still really far. But I don't think it was 27 miles. I think it was more like around somewhere between 15 and 20, but still pretty far, pretty shitty, and you're doing that through the night, okay? And then you get to night lanes from there, and you do your night lanes. I don't think they showed night lanes in this video. But you do the night lanes, and that consisted of a night shoot. You do the weapon assembly or weapon disassembly and assembly. There was a couple other mystery events during that time. You assemble your explosives during that time, and this is just going on through the night. You can kind of try to catch a nap in between events, just out in the open with your poncho, but that's about it. And then you go straight into day lanes. Okay, this was day 2, and this was after the first cut of the initial 54 competitors that we had. So at this point, I want to say there was now only 27 teams. Okay, and it's a constant back and forth on how you're ranking during the day. Sometimes you got teams that are up in the top 5 teams, and then one event happens, and all of a sudden, everything's changed. So it's a constant ranking scheme that they're trying to do as the events continue. So okay, so this is these are the day lanes. This is the Tri-Tower event. One partner will go up the rock climb, and the other partner will do the Prusik climb. That one that sucks, and it's on the 90-foot tower. Excuse me. That's the second tower. Both partners have to go. Only one partner can be on it at a time. You're doing this as fast as you can. And then you have the rope time, the knot time. And that's the same knots that you do at Ranger School. So you've got to be ready to be able to do those in a timely fashion. There's the ACFT. That was one of our mystery events. So again, after everything we've already done during day 1, minimal sleep, minimal rest, now we're doing an ACFT. Sucking. You can see the guys' faces, man. Like as this goes, it's just you're hurting. You got to do a set up a mortar firing position to standard within the right time limit. You do grenade lanes. There's some other lanes they won't show. You'll do like a squad lane. You'll do call for fire lane. There's a couple other lanes of something. There was a mystery gun event, which was actually really cool. I don't know why they don't show it, but it was like a obstacle course, but with ranges in it. It was really neat. It was run by Andy. It was really cool. Oh yeah, and then you got the down pilot event. That one's pretty serious. They grade you pretty hard on that one. You got to rescue the down pilot, package him up, treat him accordingly, get him through the obstacles, and then load him for evac, and that's your time. They just really grade you hard on that. All right, then you evac again, and you... Okay, so this was back on... So this is actually day 1, like I was talking about. These are the ranges that you'll do. You do 3 gun event, you do sniper. We won the sniper event thanks to Woody. My partner is just on it on that. You'll do qualification, you do some CQB. There was a mounted 240 range, whole bunch of ranges. Okay, and then they don't even show it. So now, after the day lanes that you saw, you'll then go straight into another mystery event. And our mystery event was to build a Bangalore and then transport that Bangalore and an ammo crate 1 to 2 miles down to the next mystery event. They didn't care how you got it there, but you said to figure it out. So we ended up like putting the Bangalore across our shoulders with the ammo crate. It's a big ammo crate, really heavy, in the middle of us. Hauled that thing all the way down to our next mystery event, which for us was a breach. Okay, so we used our Bangalore that we assembled to do a breach, and you had to do that at the standard. Right after that was the next cut, and they cut it down from 27 to what I want to say was 14 or 15, and those 14 or 15 got loaded onto a UH-60 and flown with all your shit. If you've ever been to Ranger School, it was just like, if you remember, I think it was in Darby when you do your last mission or whatever, you put all your your ruck and everything. It was like that. You go all the way to Dahlonega. It took like an hour to get there, and they drop you off, and you do night land nav, and you're doing it like in the mountains of Dahlonega, right? And that sucked. That was like another, 10 to 15 miles of just going from point to point in the mountains. Like me and Woody ended up trying to take a shortcut at one point and just ended up like sucking trying to go up this like 45 to 60% grade mountain with our rucks. As tired as hell. It was taking forever, but we ended up doing a good job. But that was just a whole nother suck fest. You didn't even have to be good at land nav. You just had to be able to get to your points and put the miles in. That's what it turned into. So all those additional miles. Then you get flown back to Camp Darby and you do the Darby Queen. And they don't even show that in this video, but you'll just run through the Darby Queen and you do it as fast as you possibly can. Then they usually fly it, but because of the weather was so bad, they took us in vans and brought us back to CWST, back to the lake. So let's watch that. Then you do CWST. Oops. Then you do CWST.
3, 2, 1, go.
And you're just doing it as fast as you possibly can. It was raining on us that day. So you see this guy's just crushing it. And it's the same CWST that you do at Ranger School. They just allow you to go as fast as you can. There's no like specific way they want you to do it. They just want you to make sure you hit all the marks. There's us right there. And this was really like your final chance to try to get ahead of any other teams. At this point, like I said, I want to say there's 14 or 15 teams left. And every little point mattered at this point, man. Nobody had taken the competition at this point, even though it was the second to last event. After this event, you do the 5 mile. Well, it was a mystery distance, but it ended up being about 5 miles. You run with your kit all the way through the finish line, and that's where you see that iconic, holding up the rifles moment. So this is now 60 plus miles in, 3 days, just probably lost like 5 pounds at this point, just tired as hell, and done. All right, so that's the basic ins and outs of BRC and what my experience was like. Obviously, there's a lot more to it, but this is just the down and dirty, the quick, 10 minutes or so version of it. If you have any other questions about BRC, just drop it in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to do that. And also, I'll probably be making another video about what the train up for BRC is like, because that's pretty in-depth. It takes a long time to get properly trained for something like that. So be on the lookout for that one. But besides that, that's all I got. I'll see you guys later.